Check runners.
I meant to ask you the other night, but it was kind of late. We was working.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like Kanye West fumbled the bag or made a power move?
It could be perceived two different ways. It could be perceived that he's lost everything, but it could also be perceived that he's won everything. And what I mean by that is the fact that Gap pulled out, Adidas pulled out, all of these entities, these major companies pulled out of Kanye West, right? So now he's 100% sole owner of everything. So 100% of Yeezy, 100% of good music, 100% of his clothing, his shoes, everything that Kanye West is doing, he's 100% winner, 100% owner of. He's still Kanye.
Right.
He's still one of the most famous people in the world. And when he talks, people listen. So, do I think Kanye is that smart? I don't know if he planned it that way. But if he has anybody as smart as me in his camp, which I pray he does, he's going to find a way to turn that and make that into even more billions than he lost. Because imagine if you're buying a pair of Yeezys for $200 and $200 goes to Kanye West instead of the $20 that normally would go and the other $180 would go to Adidas. That's a whole different landscape. So in essence, Sway really did have the answers, as Kanye said, or whatever. I mean, he might have just bought himself out of every deal that he ever had, and now he's a free agent to the point where he didn't have to pay any penalties. He didn't have to have the cancellation fees. They all dropped out. So if he can turn it around, that's a powerful man.
And yeah, I agree with that, dog. And to add on to what you were saying, I feel like once he got out of all those deals, I bet that man probably experienced a moment of clarity that he would have never imagined out this world. He probably feel more freer than he ever felt.
He definitely free. Yeah, for sure. I think he didn't think that all. I don't think that he ever thought that people would just step away from him like that. I think it was definitely a shock to him because he's been, Kanye do whatever Kanye want to do, but he brings so much value to whatever situations he's in that people just put up with his stuff.
Right.
But I definitely think it was a shocking and a humbling experience for him to the point where it's like, oh shit, I'm still a nigga too.
Yeah.
And that's I think that's the best lesson for him is the fact that, bro, they still gonna treat you like a nigga, bro. They still gonna treat you like a common ass nigga. And when you jump and act out, they gonna treat you like the nigga in the hood still. And I think he saw that because a lot of times he was doing a lot of pandering and he was doing a lot of, dancing for these folk, for these particular individuals that he was trying to do business with. And then they turn around and treat him like the common nigga.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're going to pull everything from you. But, like I said, now he has an opportunity to build it all back up on his own.
Yeah, and then they said net worth dropped down to 400 M's.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I can still live with 400 M's in my new network.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. It's like people that will never see 400 M's. It's people that'll never see 1 million.
True indeed.
Nobody in this room gonna be able to say that because everybody in here some millionaires, dog.
Come on, man. Speaking.
And I feel like for whatever his reasons were, like my dog Blue Marley, the coach, like to say, that man stood on business. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of standing on business, you stood on business weeks ago when everybody was taking down their Charleston White interview.
Get in there.
Say away the hell out your ass.
I like that.
Come on, man.
Okay, we're going to have us a good interview.
Segue, shout it. Come on, what we doing, man? But yeah, you stood on business, bro. Why did you feel like you wasn't about to fold on that piece of content in your interviews with Charleston White? Because you got like 3-4 interviews with him, numerous clips, sound bites, and everything, man. When he got into the little situation with T.I. So why was that important to you to not even join everybody else that was taking down their interviews with him?
Well, first and foremost, I have a lot of respect for all of the podcasts that did. I think Big Facts is an amazing podcast. The things that Scream and Big Bank and Jade have done for podcast culture in Atlanta are unmatched. I believe that Funny Marco has launched a platform that is worldwide viable, and whoever else, you know what I'm saying, shouts out to y'all. But Ugly Money Nietzsche is Ugly Money Nietzsche, and nobody put a dime into Ugly Money Nietzsche but Ugly Money.
Right.
And so when it's a situation where, one, I'm not sponsored by any major entity, I don't have any partnerships with any major entity. Everything that we have acquired and everything that we have accomplished, we've accomplished on our own and out of our own dime. So there is no big boss to talk to but us.
Right.
We are our own boss. And so, you know, when I heard about the situations, I was like, well, I have a lot of respect and I'm a fan of Tip, but I don't have a relationship with him. I've never had him for an interview. I've met him before. I've taken a picture with him before, but you know, that's just some regular old fan shit. It's not a situation where we've done business or anything like that. So I don't, as a journalist, I owe it to my listeners to give them what they ask for.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And it so happens that Charleston White has done great business with me. So if Charleston White has done great business with me, I'm not aligning myself with the things that he says. Not all of some of the shit he say makes sense.
Right.
But I'm not aligning with the things that he do. I'm not his manager. I'm not his brother. I'm not his daddy. But at the same time, I owe it to my listeners to, if they came here for that, to be able to give them that. So I didn't take mine down because one of the factors, you know, Diddy ain't believe in me, I guess.
Right.
He ain't come get me. So you know what I'm saying? We got the Ugly Money Podcast Network. You feel what I'm saying? And so I don't exactly gotta abide by the same rules, and I don't have the same relationships that they do. Like, I understand why certain individuals did. If you have a relationship with Tip, yeah, you're supposed to ride with your partner the way you're supposed to ride with him. I don't have that relationship. So if this particular person hasn't done any bad business, hasn't done anything wrong to me, and has only been an asset to my platform, because Charleston White was one of our most popular interviews, point blank period. We over 20 million views in the past 28 days. We're over 65,000 subscribers in the past 28 days. Why would I remove that brought so much attention to my platform for these people to even know about my platform? Anyway. Right. So, you know, that's really what it is. I respect everybody's decision. Every man got to do what's best for him. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm going to do what's best for Nietzsche as well. I'm going to do what's best for Ugly Money, because at the end of the day, we coming out of our own pocket. This ain't no corporate money.
Hey, and I'm glad you said that at the end, because I always have to have these conversations with people that not necessarily in this industry, and they be looking at certain situations like mine. They be like, man, why you not on a revolt?
Yeah.
Why you not on this? And why you not on that? Do you feel like these corporations pick and choose the type of platforms they want to bring on?
I'm not one of these people that's going to blame somebody else for where I am in my career.
Right.
I think sometimes we try to use things as a scapegoat. Or, they hate them. No, it's not the fact of them. Revolt's going to go with who they feel is profitable for them.
Right.
And that's their decision. You know, I take a lot of accountability for myself of the fact of the matter is that, you know what, maybe my views did need to be more. Right. Maybe my content did need to be, you know, a little more consistent. Maybe I did need to put a little more into my podcast so when that situation or that opportunity came, I would have been ready. I take accountability.
Right.
I don't blame nobody else for my shit. You feel what I'm saying? So if Revolt didn't see it, then okay. You know what I need to do? Instead of feeling some type of way or posting an Instagram tweet or doing some feminine shit, I'm going to double down on me. You feel what I'm saying? And that's exactly what we did. We did the Charleston White interview. I interviewed that nigga 3 times in a row. I don't think nobody in Atlanta interviewed Charleston White as much as I did. I interviewed T.I.'s son, King, right after that. It was actually before all of that stuff. We got Boosie's son, Tootie, coming on the show next. I got Terrence Gangsta Williams. So I was like, okay, instead of getting upset about it, it's going to motivate me. That shit just put a battery in my back. And now to the point where I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm on the way to building my own revolt.
Right.
So that way I can believe in other people. And that's what we're going to talk about, a little later on in the show. 2024, we got some big things on the horizon.